All right, it is time to celebrate, ladies and gentlemen, because today the main event turns 1 year old.
Woo!
All right, Easter's upon us, but before that, Major League Baseball kicks off this week. The Super Bowl champions continue to get some business taken care of. The Stanley Cup champions and the number one offense in the NHL still on a tear. Hey, somebody clogged the Suez Canal with a boat. Some dude really upset his former employer, and the NCAA tournament are all on tap for you. 1 year later, the main event is still standing. This is the main event.
Lost my hat. Unbelievable.
Cake.
Listen, a year later. A
1
year
year,
later.
man.
Like, dude, I don't know. Did any of y'all go back and look at the very first live show today? I posted
did.
it on Facebook.
I didn't go today. I looked at it a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I did. We've come a long way. Let's just put it that way. Our production value is up. Our situational awareness is up. It's much better now than it was then.
Listen, we taught the chief how to use video.
Oh man,
you know, I mean,
dude, he's in the first one going, hey, how do I change the screen? It says Clifford's Skyfall.
I still don't know how to change my screen.
Hey man, the talent's not supposed to have to know that kind of stuff. Talent's not supposed to know that kind of stuff.
That's right. That's for the production crew, right?
Well, I just want to thank our sponsors, for everything, and no one.
The soon-to-be sponsors. Soon-to-be.
We should have some sponsors. Listen, like if you were like a meat distributor or something like that, like we like to eat meat, you know,
and cake.
And cake. We like to eat cake. We don't have any birthday cake today, but
wait a minute. Oh wait. What do you mean?
Hold on.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Look at this guy.
Hey,
look at this guy.
Happy birthday, fellas. Oh,
Yay.
Happy birthday.
Triple layer. Oh.
Put a candle on that?
Hey. Oh, no. Oh.
No. So listen, I figure we have a little fun today, being that it's the birthday of the man event, and just kind of throughout the show, we'd sprinkle in like what were some of your favorite moments or favorite memories from the show. So before we go to the first section, who wants to go first?
I'll shoot.
Fire away, TSG. The new guy goes first.
Yeah, well, I figured I was going to have to wear a wig or something, but,
Show's not over.
Yeah. So, first of all, it has been really an awesome opportunity to be able to join the show. I used to watch it. I enjoyed watching it. And my first opportunity, just to be a part of it a little bit before I was actually on the live show, was the boot camp series. It was one of my favorites because the outfits that you guys wore. Dude, that was top notch. Some of the best outfits I ever seen. I lost it when I seen you guys. Watching a couple guys go down during that.
Naturally, not like for pretend. This is natural.
It was legit. My wife got to be a part of it as well. She's the hot chick in the beginning, by the way.
He helped us because that was not our original open. We had a different open plan, and that was just a on a whim, last second. I think either you or Chief thought of it to come up with that because the first one went bye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. My number 2 is the 35-yard field goal made at the NFL Experience. That was a bright spot in my career. I'll never forget it. I brag about it to all my friends. I don't talk to him about the miss on the second try, but
we've been talking about firing this guy for a while. Should we just?
I know.
Hey, you know what else you don't talk about? You don't talk about the quarterback challenge that didn't make the cut, by the way.
Hey, so let's go to my third one.
He went off of that one. He went off of that one in a hurry.
But the trip to Arlington for Game 6 of the World Series, that was top notch, man. Thanks, Chief, too, for the flight, and that was just an unbelievable trip. To be a part of that.
Hey, so favorite part of the trip, actually attending the World Series or breakfast at the Pioneer Restaurant?
Oh.
Wow. Hey, I dropped that on someone earlier this week. They were telling me they were going to Dallas, and I said, if you get a chance, I'm going to tell you it's not in the greatest part of the town, but
one of those two events ended better than the other.
The boot factory. It's close to the boot factory.
It is close to the boot factory. Factory.
Some custom boots and a custom cowboy hat. So yeah, that was good. But I'll tell you what. So, and thanks for sharing, TSG. So we started the show kind of saying what a difference a year makes, and not just for the Man Event show, but also this year, Major League Baseball starting on time. This time last year, we were sitting on the show talking about the fact that they were canceling the Major League Baseball season right when it was about to start. In fact, that was kind of what led to our first camping trip, which we'll get into later in the show today. But yeah, Major League Baseball starting off on time. You guys excited? We open up Thursday.
I'm very excited. I'm a little disappointed that we're not going, but I mean,
we can still make arrangements.
We probably could. My wife was still in the impression we were going.
I don't see how.
So you're leaving from Miami on Thursday? I'm like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
I feel that we've been disrespected.
The defending American League champions open on the road.
That's garbage.
Not okay. It was, by the way, I think it's a Tampa Bay thing now. Maybe it's just the way we roll, because when we won the Super Bowl, we had to open in Philly. Won that game, by the way. We closed the vet to get into the Super Bowl, and then we opened the new stadium just to, and so here we are again. I look forward to the road trip, but I do think it's disrespecting us a little bit there.
I agree.
think it's 6 days in before we get to play at home.
We have 6 or 7 before we get to play at home, which we definitely got to make sure that we're there for that. Let's go ahead and we can talk about logistics when we get off the show later, but we got to at least go see the banner risen.
Yes. Since we were there for them not to get the better banner.
Yeah. Well, listen, you can't win all the major sports championships in a season, but you can win 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
You can.
Yeah. Someone should make a song out of that.
So, hey, by the way, here's the other thing I'm disappointed in. So, hey, Chief, I'm going to need to get those logins for your cable provider.
Okay.
So that I can actually watch the game on TV. So if you could hook a brother up,
man,
you come over and you put a new ceiling on my lanai, you put a new ceiling on my front porch. We do all of this work. We put up a brick wall. I'm also going to need your logins.
And don't forget the light in the bathroom too. Dude, I honestly feel like his house would be in shambles if I didn't have some tools.
Wow.
And some free time.
Wow. All right. So with baseball starting this week, how's your outlook? What is everyone's thoughts on how the Rays are going to do, what the entire league's going to do? Are they going to make a whole season? That's a legitimate question.
Yeah, I think they make the whole season.
Yeah. I think the pattern's been put out there where
I
all the leagues can see the way to get it done. Even if there is some trouble, here's the avenue to take in order to rectify that and get around it.
What are California teams doing?
That's important because they probably won't have any fans.
They're not going to have any fans.
I don't think New York teams will either.
Are they actually playing in California?
Well, the only California team that didn't play the NFL season there was, I think it was the 49ers played in Phoenix, Arizona, because of the restrictions placed in their area. I think it was their county, San Francisco, whatever county it's in. So I don't know. Maybe the 49ers can't play in San Francisco, or 49ers. Maybe the Giants can't play there. And you've got Oakland right across the bay. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard.
Yeah, I mean, I think that by the end of the season, in most cases, you'll see stadiums full. Now, the fans might not come, but I think Major League Baseball and the individual franchises will open up to full stadiums. I mean, we're talking the season ending in September.
Yeah.
You know, a lot. I think we're at this phase, and not to make this about COVID, because our first 20 shows were about COVID.
Oh.
Right.
They were. But it's
rapidly. It's starting to move rapidly.
Quickly. You know, last week, in 1 week, we vaccinated 1% of the U.S. population. 3.49 million people received vaccinations last week. At least one dose. Some people got, they got to get the second dose and stuff like that. But a lot of people are getting them. You know, if the same numbers hold true this week, all of a sudden it's 2%, 3%. I mean, it only takes you 100 days, to get to 100%. So, I really think that by the World Series time, we're running a normal Major League Baseball season.
Let's hope. Except that the Blue Jays will not be playing in their home. They'll be playing here.
They're going to play
one of our in the greater Tampa area in Dunedin.
Are they committed to being there all season, Pooh Bear?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty interesting.
So know, everybody that talks about putting an open air stadium in Tampa, okay, this is actually a really good test for us, because I'm 100% opposed to it, because you guys know if you're not from this area, but everyone here knows, lightning storms, thunderstorms, rain is almost a daily occurrence here in the summer. And if you don't get any of those things, those seats are going to be so hot. You are not going to be able to. I mean, it is going to be.
And the humidity, you're just going to be sitting there with your own rainstorm in your pants. It's ridiculous.
What's going on in Pooh Bear's pants?
Wow, yes. I mean, here's the interesting thing is, let's not forget that the Blue Jays are in our division. They're in the AL East.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that's a home game for us, essentially. Our boys don't got to travel.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that works out kind of in our favor. You kind of asked Pooh Bear, what do we think of this season? I like our chances again. I mean, obviously we just came off of a World Series run. I think we'll be in the mix. I mean, I think the first 20 games are telling.
Yeah.
Right. If in the first 20 games, listen, first of all, I think we have to go 500 on the road for these first, I think it's 6 or 8 games we're on the road. We've got to go at least 500, and we've got to win the opening home series. So we've got to win those series. And if it starts off like that, we're off to the races.
Okay.
What's our lineup looking like here? What do you?
I would love. Listen, I always put this on Pooh Bear every year. It's normally over, a spring training game, but Pooh Bear, what you got? What's opening day lineup look like? And then what are your predictions for the rotation?
I can lay down a predictable lineup. The problem with the Rays is, as you know, they change so many aspects of their lineup depending on who they're playing. Righty versus lefty versus righty, gut feel. You can have your power hitting right fielder be your leadoff hitter one day, because that's just how Kevin Cash feels. So, but I think what you're going to likely see for the most part is something that sounds a little bit like this. Austin Meadows starting probably as a DH, but possibly right field. Brandon Lau will be in there. Randy Arozarena, potentially Rookie of the Year. He's a hot pick for Rookie of the Year. I don't think he's going to get there. I think the production we saw out of him in the postseason was it was great, but I don't think he can sustain that. I hope he does.
Does he qualify for Rookie of the Year this year?
Yeah, because he didn't have enough service time last year.
He didn't have enough. Okay.
Oh, well, he played a number of games in the National League, and before he was with the Rays. Did he not qualify then either?
No, because it wasn't enough.
Okay.
Just not enough. You got to have, I don't know what the number is, but there's a certain number of games before you're qualified as a full service year. First base, to start the season, Ji-Man Choi would normally be your starting first baseman, but he's injured. He's on the injured list, so it's going to be probably Susugo. I don't know his first name.
Yoshi
Sasuga. He'll probably fill in, but of course, again, you've got Brandon Lau can play first base. You've got who else can play for? Yandy Diaz can play first base. I mean, they're a jigsaw puzzle, really. Manny Margot is going to get some playing time. He'll probably start off in center field if Kevin Kiermaier, depending on the pitcher. So you'll have him there. Joey Wendell is going to be in the infield, probably third base. Willie Damas is definitely your starting shortstop. I don't think he's going to get unseated by
he'll play
Wander
all
Franco just yet.
Games.
Yeah, I think so too.
He won't miss a game. Yeah.
Yep. Kevin Kiermaier is your starting center fielder, again, depending on where Manny Margot is, and then Mike Zunino behind the plate. Some of the major players you're going to see come in and out that you're going to feel like they're starters just because they get so much playing time. Brett Phillips, hero from the ALCS last year, doing the airplane after. So fantastic. And you're also going to hear Mike Brasso quite a bit. Of course, Yandy Diaz as well. One player to keep your eye on, though, I feel, is the catcher, Francisco Mejia. Okay, he came over in the Blake Snell trade from San Diego. This guy could potentially be the starting catcher by the end of the season.
Wow. Okay. Wow, there's a lot there. Before we even go to pitching, I mean, there's some questions there. One, you got G-Man Choi. You guys remember he came on really strong as a defense first baseman.
He also had a good playoffs. Pat, he hit well in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of drop there's going to be with him being injured. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know the other players as well playing first base. Yeah,
well, it's his injury is a leg injury, so it could hamper him as far as his stretching and defensive ability. But he's one of the players I follow on Instagram, and he was working his tail off all off season in South Korea with a few other players. He's lost some weight. He looks like he's ready to gear up, and he's kind of one of the key pieces in the clubhouse as far as keeping it loose with his personality. He's a very gregarious kind of guy. Between him and Willie Damas, if you're in a bad mood, they'll take care of it right away. But I don't think, with Yandy playing there, Suzugo could play first, Brandon Lau could play first. Heck, they could probably even put Randy Rosarina there. The guy's fantastic.
Chief, I see your wheels spinning. I'm curious to what's going on. What are you working on over there?
Well, I was trying to figure out how to spell gregarious. I was like, word of the day, man. Look at that. It's a good one, That's a big word.
Oh, my goodness.
You
know what? I'm going to do that. We need to bring in one word of the day for every show.
What was last week? We had one that we kept.
You guys weren't even using it right. It was acuity. And I'm listening to you guys.
Listen. How did I use it wrong?
Because when you talk about acuity, you have to preface that with either it's a high acuity situation, or it's a low acuity situation. It's not like you have like high IQ. It's like high acuity or something.
We were talking about football acuity.
Yeah, I think the way I used it was that he had a high football acuity.
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing. No.
I spent all week learning that word and putting it in my vocabulary. You tell me it's wrong now?
So acuity doesn't mean intelligence in the field?
I heard you had a high acuity week on the job. Congratulations to you, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah. So if we're going to talk about things, hey, Chief was my first captain, taught me everything I know. And he was there as the chief for our my first fire as an acting captain. And that's a good, it's a nice comfort level having him there. And so if you're talking about a fire and you say, okay, that fire was burning bad, that means it's a high acuity level call. It's the word for level. What level call is it? High acuity, low. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong there.
Acuity. So here's some gregarious. I'm trying to figure out how to frame this. All right, let's have some gregarious.
That means happy and jovial is what that means.
All right. This is a gregarious day for the main event. We're happy and jovial about our 1 year anniversary. So let's get into some predictions here a little bit. So Pooh Bear challenged us on the show last week.
Old predictions.
So Pooh Bear, I'm gonna let you take us through this segment. And Chief is dying over here.
All right. So how we're gonna do this is each of us are gonna pick one bold prediction for the MLB season. Right. We're gonna start with a Rays specific bold prediction. Okay, and these predictions are to be bold. Okay, not your normal run of the mill.
They're gregarious, so to speak.
No, they're not. They're ostentatious. That's what they are.
Oh,
how about that?
Are we even talking in English now? I mean, what
Hey, you went to college, not me.
I got to get Babel. I'm going to get Babel for Pooh Bear, man. I learned big
anyway,
words.
So first thing we're going to do a bold Rays prediction, and then we're going to go around and do a bold prediction that's MLB wide, right? One that pertains to a certain player or a certain team or maybe even a certain division. Your choice. All right, so my prediction for the Rays, my bold prediction is that Tyler Glasnow will lead the league in strikeouts. Okay, he finished 10th last year, so it's not completely out of the question, but it's not likely.
You think he's going to throw more strikeouts than Chris Archer?
Oh, he'll definitely throw more strikeouts than Chris Archer. Just he'll get more start opportunities.
Well, he just struck out 10 out of his last, the other day? 16?
Yeah, he spent all offseason working on a new pitch called I don't want to say it and get banned on YouTube here, but I think it's called the Slutter. It is.
Well, now you need to explain it.
It is a slider and a cutter, which I'm not really sure how you differentiate between those two because some people interchange those.
One goes one way and one goes the other way. Where is this? Does this one go down?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's an arm angle thing. Yeah, maybe it could go either way, no matter what. Maybe there's no worse going to go. Anyway, so that's a pitch he's been working on that gives him a fifth pitch to kind of really put players away. So I don't know if we'll see that early in the season or later in the season, but either way, I think he's going to lead the league in strikeouts, probably in the 250 range.
Wow. Okay. Are you going to write these down in your little trusty book?
Bam.
All right.
Who's next?
Chief?
All right, I'm going to go. Here we go. This is a main event favorite. I'm going with Kevin Kmeyer. Kevin Kmeyer, you ready for this? Finishes the season.
I don't even know where this is going to go.
No.
I'm a little worried about this.
This is a bold prediction. I'm calling it right now. Kevin Kmeyer finishes the season batting .325 with. I told you this is a bold prediction. He finishes the season batting .325. He's got 30 stolen bases and 30 home runs.
30 home runs.
Listen, the 30 home runs are less doable. That's harder for him to attain than the 325 batting. This guy has like a career 210 average.
I believe he is. I don't know why he didn't start with 250. That would have been just hit 250. So I believe he's in a contract season. So listen to this. This is not that crazy. Okay,
he's a new dad. I'm telling you, he's got a new dad. These are the types of events.
Well, it's like his third kid though. This is like number 3. He's not. It's number 2. This is his second child.
Yeah, but I mean, these are the things that make you refocus your life on. You know, you're.
I'm going to ask you a question. When we were in the airport in Dallas, flying home from Tampa,
yes,
and you met Kevin Kiermaier's mother-in-law, did she tell you about some sort of secret sauce this guy was going to have?
No, she did not. But she told us everything else, though. I mean, she was happy. That's the only thing she didn't say.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to go next and
write it down, Pooh Bear.
Go. So, Pooh Bear, write this down.
I wrote it down.
I told you guys in the green room you probably weren't going to like my bold prediction. Randy Arozarena will not back up his performance in the playoffs.
Well, look, he had an amazing. Actually, he's not that bold, you know. I mean, that.
But you think he's going to do better?
Lights out.
No,
he thinks he's gonna sophomore slump.
I got it.
Yeah. He doesn't even end the season on the 40-man roster.
Ooh. Whoa! Now hold on, I'm writing that down.
Write that one down. Ooh, that kind of goes in with my second one, by the way. Go ahead.
40-man.
Or I should actually maybe not 40-man. He won't be on. He'll be in the AAA at the end of the season. He won't finish the season in the big leagues.
Yeah,
he won't finish the season in the big leagues.
Well, you know, after a year of scouting, we're going to see how good he is because he's been scouted now, and they're going to figure out what pitches to throw at him. He did have a slump there in that final World Series matchup. he cooled off a bit. They figured out
I don't
something.
know. I saw him hit a home run in Game 6 in the first inning. I don't know about you.
No, but no, he did. But he had a few games.
It went like right over our head, Pat.
I guess hitting one every day. I mean, I'm used to like seeing more. He kind of slowed down there a little bit.
That was in the first inning of Game 6. We were feeling pretty good.
Yeah,
about our chances.
Very, very good.
He's a good hitter, man. I can't see him falling off that bad, but there is going to be some scouting, and you may see a little bit of a drop off there.
Yeah, he's a young hitter with not a whole lot of tape on him. So once there is some tape on him, pitchers know how to pitch to him, and you're going to see more of the league this year than you did last year.
Yes.
Although I know what he did was in the playoffs. That's a whole different animal. But anyway.
Yeah. Well,
it's not the worst idea, but I don't want to see it, like you said.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, TSG. What's yours?
You ready? You ready?
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. My bold prediction is that Chris Archer will have a sweet reunion, and he will end up being our #1 pitcher before the end of the year is over.
Not due to injury or
his performance.
His performance will get him to.
He's going to be our #1. Be the #1 starter. He'll be the ace.
Okay. I gotta write this down.
He's been the face of the franchise in the past.
Yeah.
So,
I thought you were about to go down the road of he's going to win a Cy Young.
Again? No, he didn't win one.
No, he did not.
No, he didn't. No. But I mean, here's the reality: is if this guy makes out to be the #1 pitcher in the rotation, he's probably in the Cy Young conversation.
If he does make it to #1, I think it's due to injury. I don't think he does it on performance. I'd like to see it.
I had delicious cake today. It is our birthday. I'll put that right on my bold prediction. You can add it. Cy Young.
Don't be a downer.
PSG 1, Pooh Bears 0.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, I put Cy Young on top of it.
Okay.
So I will say this though, talking about the Rays and the pitching rotation. I do think that the Rays pitching rotation is going to have a better performance this year than they did last year, even with it not being the full season. I don't think that the loss of Snell and Morton is as bad as people think it is.
What about Anderson? What are we going to do about that?
Well, he should be back in a few weeks. That's not end of the world. Plus, I think that there's other players that could do the same. One player that we got back again. I'm going back to the Blake Snell trade. Aside from the catcher I mentioned earlier, they also got a guy named Luis Patino, who is just throwing gas. I think his first inning or his first appearance this year, he was throwing over 100 miles an hour in spring. So I would not be surprised if he was on the rotation toward the end of the season at some point, or maybe in the pen. Maybe he could be your closer. But between Castillo and Fairbanks and these other guys they had that were closing last year, I think they're going to be fine until Anderson gets back. Not too worried about that. All right, so bold prediction for the rest of the league. Okay, so this one I kind of molded between one I told you guys earlier and the one that I've got here now that I think I'm going to go with now, since some of your predictions have been quite bold. I don't want to be left behind here. So we all know that the Padres spent a ton of money in this offseason.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Lots of trades. They now have Yu Darvish, Blake Snell, of course, all the hitters, the feared lineup they have.
Tatis.
They are a fan favorite. They are a league favorite to finish first. They're supposed to be the Dodgers. I'm going to predict that with all that money spent, they missed the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I think that the way their division is lined up and the way the wild card, depending on how many wild cards they have, but I think they're going to stick to the normal 12. Mm-hmm. You're going to have your league leaders going in, and I think they're going to be left behind based on – I think they're going to lose so much to the Dodgers that where their point in not to mention the rest of the National League, the Braves. The National League is strong, gentlemen. The National League is strong. So I'm predicting Padres will miss the playoffs. Boom.
Okay. Chief, what you got?
Okay, so my bold prediction has to do with the rest of the league and directly affects the Rays. Okay, so my prediction is that the Rays, by the All-Star break, have less than half of their starting team, of the 9 guys that are going to start, less than half are still on this team.
Again, due to injury, or
you're going to say because of trades?
Because of trades. So there'll be 4 or less original starters on this team. By the
I don't know that that's so bold of a prediction. I think your guy Kevin Kiermaier might not be here at the All-Star break. If he's having any decent of a year, he's not here after the All-Star break.
Mm-hmm. Well, when we were looking at, exactly. If he's having the kind of year you're talking about, I did look up his contract real quick. He's under contract until 22, so it's not a contract year for him.
But still,
and he makes up 20%
right now. Yeah.
For everybody else, right now he makes up 20% of the raise salary.
Not worth it. He's not worth it.
So right, and with Manny Margot coming on and Radio Rosarina looking for some playing time,
center field for less
well,
money.
I doubt that, but I think Manny Margot could definitely play as good in the same realm of center field as Kiermaier does. So he is expendable, no doubt about it.
He either gets traded before the All-Star or before the trade deadline, or he gets cut.
There's only 4 more guys we got to find in there, and
he's expensive, and he's expensive, and he's expendable. To Pooh Bear, to your point.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons. If they were, his play at the plate and then his contract could lead him out of town. I don't think it's going to come to that. I think they're probably going to add players as the season goes, more than likely than trade away, but we'll see.
All right, I'm up. So
you're up.
Here's my bold prediction for Major League Baseball. That pitcher from the Angels, Ohtani, he wins the league MVP with 20 wins and 20 dingers.
Wow.
20 wins. There hasn't been a 20-game winner in quite some time, I don't think.
You said bold predictions.
Okay.
He said it.
20 dingers, 20 wins.
Wow. It's going to go 20 for 20.
Wouldn't that be something, though?
That would be something.
It would be something for the Angels. I don't really want to see it since the Angels in the AL. And that's but you're not far off base with Mike Trout providing some protection for him in that lineup. Mm-hmm. Trout's got to have a better year than he had last year, obviously, or needs to anyway. So I think they have there's another guy that played rookie in LA last year that was coming on strong. So it's totally possible, and he is going to be doing both again this year.
Yep.
All right.
So all right, TSG, what do you got?
I'm going to say that the Mets are going to make the playoffs.
You're not. That's a popular pick this year. Their new billionaire owner is just opening up the books. He'd pay you money right now, probably just to come watch the games. That's how freely he's spending money. It's pretty incredible. Wow. But they've added Francisco Lindor. They've got a Polar Bear Pete, Tampa's own, right? Tampa's own Polar Pete. Love seeing that.
Who that is
Pete Alonso?
Bro. Oh, okay. Yeah.
He led the league in home runs like 2 years ago. National League.
Okay.
First base. Went to Gaither.
Okay. I got a soft spot in my heart for the Mets.
Played at Florida. All you Florida Gator fans on here, you never heard of Pete Alonso? Come on, man.
I've heard of Tim Tebow.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely. That's what you guys are. That's what you three are. You are Tim Tebow fans and nothing else. You don't know anything else about Florida Gator football or baseball.
Whoa.
What about I know about Joakim Noah.
Who?
Al Horford.
The what?
They played football. They played basketball back when the Gators won back-to-back NCAA championships.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I'll have to trust you on that one. You're talking basketball.
All right. So let's wrap up baseball here. TSG, you got something?
Well, our starters. We didn't go down the starter list. Starting pitchers, sorry.
All right. Well, my prediction for rotation, it has not been set by Cash. The only thing he has said is that Tyler Glasnow will be the opening day starter.
Yep.
So the other two additions they had were Rich Hill and Michael Wacha, both of whom have had success in the major leagues before. They've been top-notch pitchers. Matter of fact, Rich Hill had a big contract with the Dodgers not so long ago. Michael Wacha was pitching very well for the Cardinals a few years ago. I think both of them are going to have great seasons. Chris Archer obviously is going to be in the mix. Then that fifth guy is probably going to be, if it's not Ryan Yarbrough, it's going to be a mixture of doing the opener strategy. That's actually how they have it kind of lined up this week.
Bullpen day.
Yeah, they're going to do a bullpen thing with I think they sent Fairbanks down, actually. So the idea is that they have 2 off days in the first week, the first 8 days or 8 games. So with that, there's going to be enough rest for the starters to get their work in where they can use that, strange strategy for number 5. But on paper, they don't have a 5th starter other than Yarbrough. I think you're probably going to see somebody like Patino in there. You could also see Brett Honeywell, who had a tremendous outing. Actually, 2 outings now in spring. Hasn't pitched in over 1,300 days or something like that until then, at least to competition. He's pitched, recovery time. But looked good doing it, and no reason to think that he's not going to perform this season, other than the fact that he's a rookie, worse than a rookie. He hasn't had any MLB experience whatsoever. So we'll see. There's still Brendan McKay is out there. There's a number of guys that could fill in for that 5th spot. They could make a move. You guys are talking about moves.
I don't think starting pitching is going to be a problem for this team this year.
I don't either.
There's plenty of it to go around.
They don't have the names. They don't have the roster of surefire Hall of Famers that the Yankees sometimes put out there, that the Padres are putting out there, that the Dodgers are putting out there.
I would also make the argument that anymore, to be a competitive team in Major League Baseball, you really only need 2 quality starters.
I think so. I think that's what you see from each team.
It's like we've talked about it on the show before, like running backs are a dime a dozen in the NFL. I'm not saying starting pitchers are a dime a dozen. I'm not. I just think that you don't need 5 workhorses anymore in that rotation. I think you need 2.
Yeah.
And you need an average guy to get you through, and you got a bullpen day. And I think, yes, with a lot of the way this season is going to go and the number of days off these teams are going to get because of COVID protocol and what have you, a lot of them only need a 4-man rotation.
Yeah, maybe.
So all right, well, let's shift out of baseball here real quick. And there was a funny story in the news this week that actually made me think of the Chief.
Oh boy.
You guys see this ocean liner that got stuck in the Suez Canal?
Yes.
Yeah,
Why does that make you think of me? I've never been to the Suez Canal.
It's got my Wish. I've got a Wish app order on that thing, and it's stuck. It's going to be another 3 months before I get it.
Yeah, listen to this. There legit is a website that is thatshipstillstuck.com.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, it made me think of Chief because I feel like, every time that we're preparing or you're preparing to go take the boat out, that it's always dollar bills are flying out of your wallet, right?
Just nothing but dollar bills, man. Big ones.
It's thatshipstillstuck.com.
You found it? You thought I was kidding?
No, I just wanted to see it for myself. But it just starts off. It has the question: Is that ship still stuck? And it says yes.
Wow.
And then it gives you a map of almost like a tracking. You can track the boat. Oh, it shows you how it's turned. Oh, this is amazing.
Dude, this is crazy. So this thing, it's not like it just hit a bank and just kind of like slid it. This thing is literally wedged in there like sideways. There's no, it's like a dam. There's no getting past it.
This thing's a mess. It's a $10 billion a day, global commerce nightmare, to the point to where everything, like, we're going to start feeling the effects of it because somehow even things like toilet paper can't be delivered now. I mean, we're going to go through, March 2020 all over again. Guys, this is a public service announcement right now. If you need your toilet paper, go get it, because what's stuck in the with Pooh Bear's app is also on the it's stuck on this thing right here.
Or blocking other ships from getting through there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's 300 ships right now that are waiting for that thing. They're like docked, waiting for that thing to get unlodged and get through. Here's the thing. Somebody's getting fired, by the way.
It's been 5 days, 13 hours, and 58 minutes, and has cost $54 billion so far.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm. By the way, this thing is also a quarter of a mile long. So I'm going to put that in a perspective for you. It would take the Chief roughly 3 minutes to run from one end to the other.
Wow. Wow. Hey,
that's only because I had to hurdle those container things on there, like Bourne. Like,
Jason Bourne.
I don't know. I kind of remember Turkey Day, a little turkey trot we did. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. How do we get Pat off of this?
TSG, good job, TSG, man.
Hey, listen, those firefighters are always looking out for each other. You know that.
That's enough fun. That's enough. That's enough poking fun. So how about Chief? Since we just got done poking fun at you a little bit, how about you give us some of your favorite moments or memories from the 1 year of the Man event?
Oh man, okay, so a lot of fun on this show, on camera, off camera, but some of the things just some highlights for me. I like the vlogs. I love the NFL opening day vlog that we got.
So good.
Got the cease and desist on for using the NFL music on, but that was a fun video to watch. And then obviously the Super Bowl vlog. That's actually something that I will enjoy watching for a long time. But the shorts, which is something we're kind of getting away from. They're a ton of work, but I had the most fun I had making one of these little short things was Cake Day. Not just because we won it, me and Matty Ho, reigning and maybe forever Cake Day champions. But that was a fun video to shoot because we actually did it. It's something that we were doing. It wasn't just. It wasn't
it was like our first time out. Hey, we've got an idea for the short. It could be kind of funny.
Right.
And, like I have a saying in my professional life that perfection is the enemy of done. And we just went out there and did it. And if you look at the pilot episode of this weekly show, you'll see that perfection was definitely the enemy of done.
All 2 hours of it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Wow, we were 2 hours. Wow. What were we thinking?
I don't know.
I tried to tell you. I tried to say it for a long time. Oh, hey, so the one short that I really wanted to do, we did it, and it didn't work. It was boot camp. It didn't work. The way that I see it in my head.
Listen,
it just
you
never
redeemed
really
yourself. You redeemed yourself with the Christmas caroling one.
The Christmas.
Dude, that script, that whole storyline, that was great. You were hugely instrumental in putting that one together. That one was good.
The Halloween and the Christmas Carol were just two top notch. They were both really, really, really good.
Do you see people? I still watch that with people, the Christmas caroling one, and I cannot say. I'm going to say at least 50% of the people that I watch that with actually think we're singing that last song. They're like,
We are coming into our stride when it comes to that kind of stuff. I know it's a lot of work, but
here's the thing, Pooper,
we were getting good at it.
To your point on that, you go back and you look at Cake Day, which was our very first short. We shot it in one night.
Yes.
Yep. Right?
And then
it took us 5 days to shoot Christmas caroling.
Right.
Yeah.
And it took us probably 2 or 3 days to do the Halloween one.
Yep.
So as they got better, as they got more elaborate and thought out, it became a lot more labor intensive as well. So, but by the way, I thought, Pooh Bear, you mentioned you've been in the editing studio this week. So Suez Canal shorts, our latest one's coming out. What do you think about it so far?
So this ship here I'm tracking on my other computer. It's fantastic. I don't have a tracker on the Smoke Diver Chief's boat, but if I did, it would show that it was recently in the bay, and it went all the way to Pine Key.
Yeah, it's in the bay with my sunglasses.
Oh
no, your sunglasses. Their sunglasses are on the top of that guy's head now. The
Brian, the island caretaker.
Brian's got your.
He found them next to a woolly mammoth.
He probably found them at low tide. Oh man, but yeah, we did. We recently took a trip, an overnight camping trip via Chief's boat to Pine Key, which is a local kind of a well-known island around here that people can camp on. It's privately owned, so you have to become a member, which Chief happily is. But we had a great time. Some of the footage is funny. It's great. You're not gonna want to miss it. You can see what it's like to hang out with us. We don't. I think B-Love mentions this in the vlog. But when we go camping, we don't just cook hamburgers and hot dogs like any average Joe ham and egg or sewing group does. We cook steaks, and not just steaks. These suckers.
Seen these bad boys.
Inch and a half thick.
Hey, the Chief has been eating them for a week.
I bet, yeah, because we didn't finish them.
You guys left them here, man, and I was like, I guess I can have a steak again for lunch. You know,
yeah, don't let it go bad. Might as well.
I was talking to my wife about, when I'm gonna have you guys over for an event, and she's all like, "Oh yeah, I could just get this and this and this," and she mentioned like a salad or some vegetables, and I stopped her. I stopped her right there, and I said, "Oh no! This will be an epic failure if you bring a vegetable to one of our events." And
she might leave.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, he might toss them, throw them on the floor. What is this kind of thing?
I'll tell you this. I've known Bila for darn near 30 years. The only time I've ever seen him put anything green in his mouth was a Shamrock Shake. Right? He does not eat anything green.
Oh, God. That's awesome.
Hey, I feel that Mama Bass's baked beans may be the best baked beans on the planet. And I don't think that guy's he's never even tried it.
Wait a minute. I did maybe it was Javi's baked beans I tried. Those were pretty good, actually.
Those were Chef Javi's that you ate, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll try Chef Javi's were pretty good, so I would probably, if Mama Bass's baked beans are the best thing on earth, I'll try them.
Listen, fella, I got famous off the back of Mama Bassett's baked beans and Chief's mother. I got
whoa! Time out! You're telling me? Well, I thought Chef Javi was the only one who had the recipe. No, you're telling me TSG has it?
My first captain, I stole it. He was my first captain. He used to put jelly and all these other stuff out on the counter, so you couldn't figure out what he was putting in there. So it took me a long time, fellas, to.
B-Love, you remember the episode of Friends where Phoebe was making chocolate chip cookies? And she kept giving them credit to her grandmother for having this Nestle Toulouse. And it ended up being the Nestle Toll House. It just ended up being the Nestle Toll House recipe. I'm sure this recipe is not as secret as Chief makes it out to be. It's probably on the back of a Better Homes and Gardens magazine or something.
I've never seen anything like it. If there is, I haven't.
It's fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I love it.
I was over at a special ops station with 12 guys a day, one of the biggest stations we have in the department. And I made these baked beans, but I made them so many times that eventually I stopped identifying them as Mama Bassett's baked beans, and they just started calling them Geiger beans. And one day, one of the guys goes over to his station. He goes, "Oh, you're making beans? You gotta have Geiger beans." And it was his recipe.
Wow.
I feel like making beans in a firehouse is probably not a smart idea. I don't really know about that.
Yeah.
Well ventilated.
All right. So, listen, let's take a look at this week. The defending Super Bowl champions, they continue to put in some work. And so we re-sign Sue Suckup. That's the kicker for those of you who are watching. And playoff Leonard Fournette. Right? So with that, all 22 starters and the 2 special teamers return to the defending Super Bowl champions. I believe I read somewhere today that's the first time that's ever happened in like 40 years.
Yep, it's been a long time. So it's great. I love it. Again, I think I said this last week. I love the fact that they're bringing back everyone. It kind of keeps that continuity going that we've been, as Bucs fans, we've been jealous of because teams like the Saints have been able to do that kind of thing. The Patriots always seem to have that sort of continuity. At least they did when Brady was there. The only fear or reservation I have is the fact that where are you going to get better, right? Because they weren't a perfect team last year. They do have some room for improvement. So, conceivably, the same players could just elevate their level of play in order to get better. But you also have to have that youthful infusion. We saw that last year. We saw 2 of the Buccaneers' best players were rookies with Antoine Winfield and Tristan Wirfs.
Yes. Yeah.
That's going to be hard to duplicate and all that. I'm all for. I mean, trust me, as a Buccaneers fan, I really, really want this to happen. But it's just, it's a hard road to hoe.
So
do they?
I don't want to talk about the draft for too much here, but I'm looking forward to see what happens in the draft. But we have to, and I'm excited about bringing all 22 guys back. I really am. But there has to be succession planning because I don't want to go back. It's once you're on the top of the mountain, you don't want to go back down. And, I want to see us up here as long as we can. And we can't do it, with these same 22 guys year after year. So, whatever is available in the draft, however Jason Light and Bruce Arians and those guys all get together and can find, I'm going to be interested to see what they do because that's a big deal.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's been rumors this week about Larry Fitzgerald, coming to the Buccaneers. I think Tom might even be lobbying for him to come, but we haven't re-signed AB. What do you guys? Do we re-sign AB? Do we care if we re-sign AB? What do we want? What do we think about Larry Fitzgerald?
So the only major contributor not signed is Antonio Brown, and to be honest, he's a luxury. We do not need him. We just don't. What did I say about Scotty Miller last year, Pooh? He always wins his matchup, and we're getting OJ Howard back. We've got Tyler Johnson just chomping at the bit. This young guy who made a great catch in the playoffs last year. He's waiting for his opportunity, and we're just waiting to see if that catch is going to be his MO. I don't know. Listen, AB is a very good. Don't get me wrong. He's very good, but he's lost a step. He's not blowing by guys. If he doesn't blow by guys like Scotty Miller does, then he's not big enough, and he's not big enough to win jump balls like Mike Evans. And he's just really a good slot guy, like maybe Wes Welker or Edelman, and we just don't need that. And we've got enough. So that's my opinion on it. Larry, we don't, and then I put Larry in that same, to answer your question, in that same realm. We just don't need him.
Yeah, I'm all for the younger guys stepping up and getting some PT. It kind of goes into what Chief was saying about succession. You want Tyler Johnson to become a great wide receiver because Michael Evans isn't going to be here for long. We want OJ Howard to become a great tight end because Rob Gronkowski's not going to be here for long. So you're absolutely right. It kind of plays into both. You get the younger guys some playing time. You start to build for the future. Mm-hmm. You're going to keep this machine going for a long time.
So you guys are happy with the team that we've got going into the next season, and what you're looking for is, hey, we need to add some depth and some future to our draft choices.
Yeah, and that's what you do. So utilize the draft to add depth with younger, less expensive players, because obviously all of these free agent moves the Buccaneers have made are going to take a toll on the salary cap. Salary cap was also lowered this season because of the fact that there was very little income last year, according to the owners, relative when it says very little. So you've got the lowered salary cap. You brought back all these players. You've got not a whole lot of room left. Of course, you can still restructure some deals and this and that, but you got to bring in some rookies that are going to be able to see how this works, right? I hear a lot of people talking about they can learn this or that from another player. I just don't see a lot of that happening. Everyone wants to talk about how Tom Brady can teach another quarterback. Tom Brady doesn't want to leave the field. Okay, so you saw that throughout his years in New England, 20+ years. He didn't turn out one single solid starter quarterback that was his backup. Not one. Name one.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
So I said solid.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you want Jimmy Garoppolo quarterback in your team?
No, I want Tom Brady.
Of course,
no.
Right?
I think but the Brady factor, though, is his demonstration. He comes in and shows everybody that he's prepared, and everyone sees how to do it. So that he's not going to sit there and whiteboard.
The thing that blew my mind about that guy was after they win the NFC Championship, makes his family move out. So the guy can prepare for the. I mean, dude, that's committed. Next level stuff.
He is committed and determined. That is what he can teach other players. But as far as bringing in a rookie quarterback and thinking that, oh my gosh, just by being around Tom Brady, he's going to be another Tom Brady. Show me where that's happened in the past 21 years, because it hasn't. And believe me, the Patriots have tried.
Yep. All right. So let's move on a little bit from the Buccaneers. Let's circle back around to the 1-year birthday event. Pooh Bear.
Yep.
What's been your favorite memories of the last year on the man event?
Oh, man. Sitting right here on my computer editing. My best memories.
Man, that's a lot of memories there. I can tell
It's
you.
a lot of memories.
That's a lot of memories because I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
No, I think you guys hit on some great points. The shows, I don't know if there's one in particular, but I do know this. Speaking of Tom Brady and what he has taught me, my favorite main event episode is the next one. Boom.
Okay.
Wow.
That is a Tom Brady Super Bowl quote. Tom, what is your favorite Super Bowl victory? The next one. So I'm gonna lead with that.
All right. I like it.
Well,
so go ahead.
Just
JC.
to add to that there, we are at almost 3,000 watch hours, which is 180,000 watch minutes. Not bad.
No.
It's not bad at all. It is definitely taken longer than I thought to get to some of these milestones, but it's fantastic that the growth we're seeing is definitely slowed down a little bit at the beginning of this year. Not sure why. I think it's probably because we've stopped posting regular uploads of videos, not just a live show. We don't have those other videos to post, which that'll help with this week when I post the camping vlog.
Yeah. Well, I think, as a team, we've got some things to figure out about where we want to see this go.
Yeah.
That's a conversation for us, not publicly.
Not YouTube.
Right? Not on YouTube. So our local resident hockey expert, TSG, we've missed you for the last couple of weeks, by the way.
Appreciate it.
So welcome back. But, the Lightning, I said at the opening of the show, like they've got the best record in the NHL right now. They're in the number one scoring offense in the league, and they're defending Stanley Cup champions. What do we have to look forward to, bro?
Well, I think it's going to be a great season. I think we're following that up with a lot of success. We've got some new infusion to the team right now. First of all, Hedman, the Big H, is leading the entire team with points. He's a defenseman. He has stepped up in the absence of Kucherov and has continued his offensive prowess that we saw last year in the Stanley Cup. Now the thing is again, Kucherov's absence has forced the Lightning to bring up other guys. And one who has stood out is Ross Colton, number 79. He's a 24-year-old, 6 foot, 200-pounder with a left-handed shot. He stood out in the last 2 weeks for his game against the Blackhawks, where his speedy split right up the middle of the ice, to beat out 2 defenders and plow right into the goalie. It was crazy. He scored, and because he had the puck, he was allowed to do that. It was an amazing goal. And then he gets the go-ahead OT shot in overtime for the shootout. He handled the puck really well, faked the goalie out totally, takes us up. We end up winning that one. He's playing about 10 minutes a game, and his plus minus is like 6. So we'll see. That's decent. Now, some bad standouts are Stevens and Borgman, who are both -2 on the plus minus chart. And then Shen, who played last year in the Stanley Cup, he's a -3. And these guys are not going to get playing time in the playoffs with that kind of plus minus play. They'll just be too much of a liability. Kind of like letting my little nephew carry the donuts. He's a -2 right now. The other day, he lost 7 out of a dozen. So only 5.
Wow,
yeah,
man, that's painful. Where I got to know though. Now you brought up donuts. Where were the donuts from?
The only donut place that we go to. Krispy Kreme, baby.
Oh, no.
Krispy Kreme.
Oh.
No.
Yes.
I do love a good Krispy Kreme, but
Dude, the Krispy Kremes, I could eat a box by myself, by the way, of those, especially if they're hot.
yes.
Because I think I could eat a whole Krispy Kreme glazed donut in 2 bites.
Yeah.
I believe it.
I can do that in one.
Yeah.
Like, name that too with donuts.
Dude, we've got it. We've been talking about forever. We've got to do the show where we talk about like our favorite fast food and stuff like that. But
Not
Chef
just talk
Javi
about
this
it,
week was
produce it.
Chef Javi this week was lobbying on wanting to get a shot about talking about Tampa eateries. That could be a fun show.
Yeah.
I still want to do the chicken sandwich, the best chicken sandwich around.
So we can do that too.
Yeah.
I've never had the McChicken from McDonald's.
The
I
McChicken. I did have the McChicken recently. It was a desperation attempt because I usually don't go to McDonald's.
One of these fast food joints need to come out with a chicken parm. I would crush that.
I think Burger King did that for a while.
Chick-fil-A should do that, man.
No,
why doesn't Chick-fil-A have a chicken parm?
Chick-fil-A, no, you don't mess with perfection. Okay, if perfection is the enemy of done, once you've achieved it, stay on it.
Hey, you're not allowed to use my quotes on me, Pooh Bear.
Listen, you didn't come up with that. Abraham Lincoln did that. Man.
Speaking of the NCAA tournament, how's that looking? Anybody know who's in first place?
I think I have two. Oh my gosh, he's bragging about it. Yes, you are in first place, Chief.
You're in a rather gregarious position.
In our bracket challenge, you were in first place. I'm in second place.
There you go.
Yeah, listen, we were talking last week about how Jesus is still doing miracles. Well, although I believe he's still in the miracle business, he decided to stop him at the Sweet 16. So
he decided to pull all his schools out. Is what it was.
Yeah, no more. What was it? Abilene Christian, Oral Roberts. By the way, barely, almost knocked off Arkansas.
They had a great run. Had a great run.
Yeah. Beat Florida a week ago.
Oral Roberts.
Yeah, they did have a great run. I love hearing stories like that. But yeah,
that's what the tournament's all about.
Chief, does that mean if you win the bracket that you do a solo show?
No, it means I get to bring a guest of my choice onto the show.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
that's right.
Interessante.
Yeah, I like it. So as we kind of close things out, one other funny story I came across this week. Did you guys see this story of this dude who got his final paycheck in pennies?
So bad, man. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just pennies dumped on this guy's driveway. $915 in pennies.
Dude, if you want to stick it to the guy, your employee, whether he quit or fired, didn't give to, I don't know what the story was, but he didn't want to pay him for whatever reason. Finally paid him pennies. Don't stick oil or grease or whatever is all over him because this guy, he's going to take this problem and pass it off to the next guy. He's going to give it to the bank or put it in one of those coin machines. It's going to start screwing stuff up. I mean, this is just a can't say the word I want to use. Let's call it an unclassy move.
Yeah, I mean, 92,000 pennies. I saw a picture of them. They're like in a wheelbarrow. Yeah. And the guy said it took him like an hour to clean $5 worth of those greasy pennies. Like I want to know what this dude did that hacked off his former employer so much.
Yeah.
They would be, like I've seen these like YouTube videos of people like paying their speeding tickets in pennies and stuff like that. But this is crazy. Like basically somebody just dumped a truck full of pennies on this guy's front porch.
500 pounds worth of pennies.
Wow.
I wonder how many of his neighbors were laughing at him like, yeah, he deserves it. Or maybe.
That's what I'm saying. I want to know what prompted this. Like, where did this come from?
He sounds like a guy that might have annoyed a few neighbors. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I never read the story. I just saw the picture and heard the headline and, moved on. Didn't interest me that much.
Yeah, it said the employer, which is a high-end car repair shop, said he's trying to punish him for quitting and persistently demanding his final paycheck.
Oh, yeah. The story I read is he had to get the Georgia Department of Labor involved to even get the last paycheck.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe this guy, maybe the guy wasn't the problem. Maybe the penny guy is the problem. And if he's the problem, you might want to, pay attention to where you're taking your car. So
yeah, that's true. Hey, pay the man his money. He worked it.
Pay me.
Well, gents, it's been an hour. It's been a year. It's been real fun. What do you say we do it again next week?
The next one. Like Brady says.
To the next one.
That's all there is, man. If you think about it, that's all there is the next one. The rest of them are in the rearview mirror. All we can do is make the next one better. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Let's do. We got opening day this week. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, maybe we should vlog that. We get together and watch the game somewhere.
Go Rays!
Since we can't,
I'm going to be out of town.
Okay.
I thought we were going to Miami, so I'm going to be in Miami.
Huh?
The only place the rest of us can watch it is at my place.
Not entirely true.
Well,
I'm making a phone call. Well, I'm making a phone call this week. I got something in the mail for the other cable company.
Okay.
So it's a really good deal. So
yeah, are you gonna have it set up by Thursday?
Maybe.
Listen, I was looking today at how am I going to get these games, other than stealing the Chiefs, cable provider. And I seriously, like, I would have to go with somebody like, is it okay if I say a name, like a Direct TV?
It is, but they're not paying you.
Yeah.
Like a Direct TV, and it would cost me $65 a month just to have the race for
plus the equipment.
So I want to apologize to our fans that they have to listen to this stuff that we're talking about, this end. But I want to thank them because we probably before the show's over should thank everyone out there who has watched us, has commented on our live shows, and just participated. And so we appreciate it. We really do. And
that's true, TSG. We didn't get here by ourselves. Thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, and like and subscribe so you can watch more.
Yeah. Right. Hey, when's the vlog coming out, Pooh Bear? When's the camping vlog?
Listen, as soon as we're done with this, I plan on getting right back on it. I'm really only a few edits away from finishing it up, so it could post tonight. I don't know. Depends on how tired or untired I am.
I feel if there's not some Gilligan's Island background music or something somewhere, I'm gonna be disappointed.
It's copyrighted. And we really didn't have a Gilligan's Island moment in there, but
well, we did. We just didn't get it on film.
Well, yes, there's a lot of stuff that happened.
trying to get the boat off the beach.
Yes, you're right.
I got the music ready for the main event to do some rap. I got the Gilligan's Island in there.
Yeah, she's got some stuff we might work on.
That's right. You produced some music for that.
I totally forgot about that. Well, he hasn't been around much lately with all his
rap song.
His personal life that's been crazy, but anyway, that's gonna do it. We're gonna end this. We don't know how to end it. It's our first year. We'll figure it out next year on the next one. Good night, everybody.
Good night.